women will hate on women so that they don't have to hate the men that they love or the men that they want to love. And when I say they'll hate on women, they will hate on other women and they will hate on themselves.
We hear things like, husband snatcher, this girl want to snatch my boyfriend, you were eyeing my boyfriend, or you hear people saying, but you knew he was married, why were you dating him, why didn't you tell him no? You hear people even say that if women start rejecting married men will not go out there to cheat. Women always blame other women for their man's wrongdoing. Why is it like that? Why can't you blame your own man for his wrongdoing? Why are you blaming other women for your man's wrongdoing? Why must it be a woman that caused it? Have you ever thought about your man actually is doing something wrong? Do some women always think that way? I found this video quite interesting. Let me roll the clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back to share my thoughts at the end of the video.
So if a man cheats on a woman, oftentimes she blames the other woman or she'll blame herself, because both of those things feel easier to her than confronting the reality that is, my partner did something so egregious, so demonstrating that he is not trustworthy, and that maybe I shouldn't continue this relationship, and that maybe all of the things I've invested in this relationship have to come to an end because this is a fractured foundation now that our relationship rests upon, and I think I gotta go. Like, that's a scary reality to confront. And so partly because that's a scary reality, but largely because of the internalized misogyny that is so ingrained in the vast majority of people in our society. We think like when a man does something wrong, there's always a woman who caused it or a woman who could have or should have prevented it. And so like we either think we caused it, we think like, what could I have done differently? I shouldn't have been such a bitch. I shouldn't have gotten mad about XYZ. I should have had more sex with him. We think we caused him to do the thing. Yeah. Or we think that the other woman caused him to do the thing by being some type of like morally loose or easy woman, or that she could have prevented it and she just chose not to. All of this, assuming that she knows the truth, that is, he has a partner, that she was sober and coherent and consented. We don't know all of these truths. And it makes it easier on women to avoid having to blame themselves. And they shouldn't blame themselves because it's not their fault ever. But it makes it easier to avoid blaming their partner and blaming themselves to blame the other person, especially if the other person has a quality or characteristic or behavior that they perceive as being like less than them. Because then they can think, oh, well, at least he's not going to leave me for her. And they can also think like, well, because she has this quality, because she likes to party, or because she goes out and socializes and has fun or drinks, or because she's a stripper or whatever, then she must also XYZ. She must also have gotten her tentacles on my man or coerced him or flirted with him. When in reality, you don't know shit about any of what happened. And to assume that you know anything about a person and their character just because they like to party or they work as a stripper or whatever else is fallacious and wrong. I also want to be clear that I'm using the examples of partying and being a stripper because I talked about a video yesterday where the woman said, men will cheat on women that everyone wants to be with to hook up with a girl that everyone has already been with, and that women who like to party are very different from women who want to be wives, which is all fucking false. Plenty of women that like to party or that are strippers want to get married, want to find a partner, and plenty of women who don't do those things don't want to find a partner. To assume that these things are all like mutually exclusive, it's just like, like I said, it's fallacious. You cannot assume that you know anything about a person just because you know like one objective thing about them. But naturally we do that. We stereotype. It's a human thing, but also we stereotype in this particular way because of internalized misogyny and because of our patriarchal society that has conditioned us all into, even when a man does something wrong, we have to find a woman to blame, whether it's ourselves or the other woman. And it's really actually so unfortunate. I did see a comment on my video from yesterday where a woman said, well, it is going to be more likely that the men cheat with women who go out or party or like to socialize because they're more likely to encounter those women. And that is probably very true. But that still has nothing to do with the type of woman. It's not about the woman. The man's just going to cheat. He goes out. She happens to be a person that likes to socialize. So she's out and about. He encounters her. She's in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's all there is to it. It's not about her being some kind of type of woman that is morally inferior to the girlfriend or the wife, or that is a bad person. My phone was dying. I don't remember exactly where I left off, but I had another thought, which is that I think it's this thing that is like, we believe that women can control their actions and that men cannot. And we believe that women can like actually choose what they're doing, and that men are just so susceptible to any sort of like it's the same thing with the dress code at school, right? Like women can't wear tank tops or skirts because it might tempt a man to like look at them and be distracted. Like these poor men like can't help themselves, but women should always be able to control themselves and always be able to do exactly what we think they should do. And how we even let a world exist where men are in charge, when the whole narrative that this world has kind of like taught us is that like men actually can't control themselves and women can. Like, how are men still in charge when that is the narrative that has been communicated and pushed? Because that is the narrative. Women can control themselves, and women, they should choose to control themselves so they don't cause something, or they should choose to like stop something, because men can't make that decision. Men are just so susceptible to whatever, to an attractive woman like being in front of him. Like he can't say no. Like he can't not try to have sex with an attractive woman that's in front of him just because she's literally standing there and she's like out having a fun time with her friends. What? It's so insane. That is what we're saying. I've never thought of that until just now. How are men in charge when our whole society is built on this idea that women are to blame for everything because women can control themselves and men cannot? Again, I don't remember like where I was at with the rest of this conversation, but I just feel like I have to end it there because I'm so shook. Women will hate on women so that they don't have to hate the men that they love.
My biggest ops in talking about the things that I do are not men, but are women who have to defend the choices they've made or the situations they're in for some perceived patriarchal advantage. So when they encounter another woman whose life choices or whose interrogation makes her question those choices or question that suffering, her aggression is not directed toward men who have caused the suffering. It's the women who make her question whether it's all worth it. The women whose interrogation of these systems would cause the house of cards that is her identity to collapse within the paradigm of a patriarchy. And the thing we have to understand is that these things happen in increments. Your whole social conditioning usually isn't unraveled in one fell swoop. So I have a lot of grace for these women, but their defensiveness and vitriol at all sorts of levels toward other women is definitely something to recognize for what it is.
People always expect women to think about things before doing it, but when a man does something, they just overlook and be like, you just forget about it. Like they do not hold men accountable for their wrongdoing, but let a woman do the same thing that the man did, there's a problem. Like they are disappointed. You will see brother and sister go out and do something, you will see them blaming the girl more and be like, I'm very disappointed at you. I cannot believe. Like, why do people always feel like women can always control themselves while men cannot control themselves? Why do other women always blame women for their man's wrongdoing? Man is cheating on you. What is the other woman problem? Or why are you blaming the other woman? Why are you coming to, shout on the other? Why are you calling the other woman? Why are you angry at the other woman? Why are you not angry at your man? I kind of saw a video of this woman. She's married and she has a baby, and a man left her in the UK and went to Nigeria to go meet another girl, which is a side chick. This woman came online. I'm going to post the video. I have done the video, but I don't know why I've not edited the video. This woman came online and she started calling out this lady, the side chick, and be like, release my husband, I cannot believe that you're doing something like this. Look at me carrying this child, only me is carrying this child. Then my man's supposed to be with me, leave him alone, husband snatcher. I'm like, what is your... And she was posting the girl's picture. She said she hacked her man's phone, her husband's phone, and she saw the old chat, she saw the old everything, the old nudes that she was sending to her man. She saw everything. She said, I'm going to post everything online. All you need to do is just release my man. It's with you. I know it's with you because I saw that I was coming to meet you. You are not allowing my man to take care of his family. You are the one trying to put us under. Why do women always blame other women for their man's wrongdoing? All this while she was talking. She never for once talked bad about a man. She never for once put a man picture. And people in the comment section were like, put your man's picture. Let us drag these two together. She's like, all she's after is the girl. Her own is that my man would not have come to meet you if you were not hot. Why? Like, it's not wrong for a woman to look good. It's not wrong for a woman to go out there. Like, why do women always, like, especially married women, blame the single ones for dating their man? What happens to your own man? What happens to you blaming your own man for going out there to go meet other women? And for people that always say, like, if single girls stop agreeing to date married men, maybe marriage will be peaceful. Why can't you turn it this way and say, if married men stay satisfied with their women, if they stay faithful to their woman, if they are content with what they have, there's no need for them to go out to start looking for side chicks, looking for other women. They will not go out to approach any woman. And most of the time, it's these married men that go out to approach. Most of the time, it's not the girls that go to approach any married man, right? It's these men that always come. And even though the girl comes to approach you, you can easily say no, because married women cannot tell me that they don't get approached. They get approached by other men. Why don't men blame the other man for what the wife has done? Let's assume a man find out that all his children are not his. He did DNA and it's not, like, the wife has been cheating and he has been father to another man's child. He's not going to go and start looking for the man. His first attack is his wife. His first attack is to send the wife packing, is to, leave the house or just divorce her. It's not, where is the man? And why did you sleep with my wife? No. They will blame you as a woman. So why, when it happens the other way, why is it that it's the woman that women always blame? Like, you're quick. You see, women, like, they are quick to blame. Like, oh, in fact, some people actually say, oh, you're my friend, the way you dress, that's how you actually, you were enticing. Like, they just try to look for excuse where there is none. They try to make the man, whatever he did, like, okay, they try to pet their man all the time. I cannot blame other women for their man's wrongdoing. The ending of the video, she's like, if men cannot control themselves, and it's women that can control themselves, why are women not in charge? And that's just it. Why are women not in charge? Because we are the ones that we are always, they're always blaming us for everything. They always want everything to be perfect with us. But then it's the ones that does mistake and get away with it are the ones in charge. Like, it doesn't just make sense. What is your take on today's video? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Why do you think women keep blaming other women for their man's wrongdoing? And what is your addition and subtraction on this video? Let's have conversation in the comment section respectfully. And thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe. And please turn on the post notification bell to get notified as soon as I upload another interesting video like this one. And of course, you all, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.